sure as the light, as sure as my death, as sure as my life, as sure as this moment, I will rise, I will rise, just like the sun in the morning, the moon at night, my time is coming. Just like the sun in the morning, the moon in the evening, my time is coming. Sitawachwa nyuma, sitawachwa nyuma, sitawachwa nyuma. Time I rise, I won't be left behind. Ooh. Everybody seems to be ahead of me. With all my comparisons, I can't see the good, the light. I know I must find who I was born to be, and I will rise, I will rise, just like the sun in the morning, the moon at night, my time is coming. Just like the sun in the morning, moon in the evening, my time is coming. Sitawachwa nyuma, sitawachwa nyuma, sitawachwa nyuma. Time I rise, I won't be left behind. Believe, you've got to believe. Believe before you see it. Believe.
What's happening, beautiful people? You are tuned into the Tuchapiane hour with your girl, Sonia Pinto. Happy Mashuja Day out there to everybody. It's a very, very beautiful day. And man, oh man, I am super excited. I am super gassed. I don't even know where to begin. I have such an amazing, inspirational lady in the studio today. I have Mayonde, Diana Duba, and as some of you guys would know, D.
Hey, everybody.
How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for that beautiful introduction, Sonia.
Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. Yeah,
I'm glad to be here.
Glad to have you here. Now, on my show, Tuchapiane, we usually just chapiana about your childhood, your story, your journey, and up to where you are as of now. So I want to talk about a couple of things so that people can get to understand you, and it's going to be super, super exciting. Now, I know you went to Makini for primary.
Yeah.
High school was State House Girls. And Daystar, you went for uni where you studied electronic media.
Hey, you did your homework.
Yeah, I had to. Now, I would want to know, with all these schools that you went to, what is the one thing you learned most about this whole school journey?
Oh my gosh. Unfortunately, not such a good thing. I feel like school was really traumatizing for me. School is really where I learned shame. School is where I learned like class, inferiority, superiority.
Yeah.
And so I guess I'm unlearning that now.
How is that whole unlearning process?
A lot of therapy.
Yeah.
A lot of feeling my feelings. For a long time, I was really numbing them out. But allowing yourself to grieve, allowing yourself to feel things and let them pass, learning how to let feelings pass. Also, I guess understanding my worth and my value. And that happens a lot for me through my faith. I'm a child of God, and focusing on that identity is healing that sense of inferiority. I still struggle with like shame or like I would say being hard on myself, but I'm learning how to I guess move past it. Yeah.
And it's a journey.
It's a
on
journey.
its own. I feel like you started doing a lot at such a young age. You've gone to a live orchestra in Berlin for the Kati Kati film premiere. You're in Amsterdam doing the Masterpiece Maker. You were in Egypt during the World Youth Forum. You did so much. So I'd want to understand, you being very young and touring and doing all these things, how was this journey for you?
Peaks and valleys, right?
Yeah.
So the high is extremely high, the low is extremely low.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of space in between where you're just like, what am I doing with my life? But I'm truly grateful for the opportunities that I've had. I've done some really phenomenal things, and I thank God for that.
Yeah.
And there's just a hunger for more. There's just like, I want more, I want to travel, I want to make amazing music. So the journey has been it's been really, I would say, I don't want to be negative. I don't want to be
speak
negative.
The truth. Speak your truth.
I speak my truth.
Yes.
It's been one of introspect. Like it really forces you to see who you are, to understand your identity. Being in the music industry in Kenya, this is not a place to go out looking for love or looking for identity. You have to know who you are.
Who you are, yeah.
And I don't think I knew who I was. So the journey kind of forced me
to really learn.
To really learn and to really know and to see what my strengths are, to see what my weaknesses are, to celebrate my successes, because I never used to do that. I used to just pass over them and be like, I did that amazing thing, but look at all the things that I suck at, you know?
Okay.
So I guess the journey has been one of self-discovery, of learning how to love myself, and to know my worth and my value, which is now a place I feel I'm not a ticard, but I'm much better than where I started off.
Yes. Yeah. You're a very beautiful lady. And
thank you.
Girl,
so are you.
Thank you. She's half Rwandese. Now, there's a story I heard that you first were able to perform there and you were getting more recognition in Rwanda than here. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's so interesting. That's the Kigali is the first place that I headlined. I was a headlining artist. And I was like, wow, I've been doing this thing in Kenya for a minute and I've never headlined a show here. But these guys are willing to fly me, put me in a hotel. Like, they're advertising this show using me, like this chick from Kenya is coming. And so there was even a bit of imposter syndrome there because I was like, what? Are they sure? So it was an amazing experience. And once I started headlined in Rwanda, it's like opportunities to headline started coming for home. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm a headliner. I can be that. So it's definitely something that I'm working on. For 2023, I have really amazing opportunities that have opened up for me to build that, because we were talking about this before the show started, about how many headliners there are in Kenya, and how they keep bringing guests from outside to headline, and we have to fix that.
Kenyan Rwanda. I hope I'm saying it right. Kenyan Rwanda. You wanted to do a song in this language. Is this also going to come, or how is this? Because I saw you mention that I want to actually do a song.
I have to. Now that the world has opened up again, there's a really cool project that I'm a part of for next year that I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it yet.
Is this the song with Riga?
No, it's not a song.
Okay.
It's like how would I say? I was part of Perform Incubator, which is like a music business workshop. And so the second phase of it is coming up next year. And so we'll have a lot of opportunities in the region, like to establish ourselves as artists in the region.
Oh, wow.
And Rwanda is one of the countries. In the region. So if I want to tap into that market, it would really help to have Kenya Rwanda songs. So that's definitely something I have to do. It's not even like I want to. So definitely gonna have a Kenya Rwanda song. I have to. Several. At least 3.
I cannot wait. Let's talk about the music incubator for a bit. So Mudhoni Drama Queen reaches out to you and she's like, hey, please come. I feel like you'd really love this experience. Can you please tell us about the experience being there?
Oh, wow. Okay, so first, she doesn't call you. You apply.
Oh, you apply?
You apply. So many people apply. You give your reasons why you want to do it. How committed are you? You have to like go through the process.
No, I thought like, you were called. But I didn't know. So it's a whole process.
It was a process and I had to humble myself to do it because I realized I've been working in this game for a while and I'm not like bearing fruit. I'm not being fruitful. Something is not working. I need help. And then the Perform Incubator shows up and it's like, apply. I'm like, most of the people who apply for this thing are upcoming. Like there are people who are just starting. I've been in the industry for a while. So I had to humble myself and be like, you know what? I don't know. I don't know. And I know that I don't know. These people seem to know something because the first 2 cohorts, I could see how the artists who done it were growing. In their business mind, in their discipline. So it's like, maybe this is the thing I've been praying for. Let me apply. If I get in, cool. Maybe they'll also be like, she's too established to do it. But I had to humble myself to do it. And it was a life-changing experience. Before I was just an artist and I'd never really seen myself as a businesswoman. But I was running a business. When you're an artist, you're running a business.
Because you're a whole brand.
You're a whole brand. And when you eat, when you get paid for something, you actually pay so many people. The makeup artist gets paid. The stylist gets paid. The band gets paid. From you doing a gig, you're an employer.
That is true.
So it really switched my mind and I was like, oh, wow. And one of the biggest lessons was being asked, what value do you bring as a person, as Mayonde, as an artist, when you're hired by a gig to perform. When you're taken up by a brand, what value do you bring? And having to answer that question because I really hadn't seen value in myself. And now realizing, oh, wait, I do have value. So that was the amazing thing about Perform.
Nice. Dope. And then we're going to see a couple of things that you've been able to do there, right? And this is next year?
Yes, 2023.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I cannot wait because
Yeah.
I feel like so many people have just been long awaiting for you to release something because they're like, wait, we just want to hear what you know. So I'm super excited. So let's talk about hip hop
Hey.
and chit chat.
Yeah.
So here you are, and you're doing sort of like hip gospel music. What inspired this, and how were you able to get into this group? Yeah.
Okay, so I'm a church girl. Like I grew up in church. When I was in high school, I was like in Christian Union. Like
Yeah.
I've always been a church girl. So when I cleared high school and I wanted to be in the music industry, of course, the path of least resistance was church.
Church, yeah.
I was in the worship team, and I'm like, okay, I'm trying to figure out who I am as a musician. How am I gonna get in this game? What am I gonna do?
Yeah.
And yeah, it was in church that I was able to be connected with hip hop. One of the guys who ran the group went to the church I went to.
Okay.
And so my sister introduced me to him because she knew him.
Yeah.
And I told him I want to sing. And he was like, oh, come audition for me. And I did. And I became a backing vocalist. So that's where my journey as a backing vocalist really began in hip hop. And from there, I was able to, because the guy, he's called Blackman, I was able to start singing backing vocals for other artists because now he was connected to like the Afrofusion world.
Yes.
So yeah, I started doing backing vocals for like Atemi and Kaz and Sarah.
Yeah.
But with hip hop and chit chat, it was just church.
Yeah.
I got it through church, and we got to tour the country, going to different like high schools and universities, spreading the word of the Lord.
Amen.
And singing, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was also a lot of turmoil because at the time I'm just like I'm stepping out of being a child and entering adulthood.
Yeah, discovering yourself, the world.
I had a boyfriend. And so like going out and drinking.
Yeah.
And so I just had this like inner struggle because I'm like, I want to party.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard Beyonce's song Church Girl.
Yes, I have.
I feel like that was
you.
I just wanted to be in the club.
Yeah.
I wanted to try things. I'd had such a sheltered life. So it was an interesting experience, like loving Jesus, but also like being like, ooh,
there's this side, like, hey.
Yeah.
You talk about manifestation a lot, and this is when you discovered the book The Secret. Could you please tell us about this manifestation and how you learning about this really impacted how you started seeing the world, and you're like, you know what? Okay, I can actually alter this and I can do the things that I want to be able to do if I just manifest. Could you please tell us about this?
Oh my goodness, it was intoxicating to think that, what you mean I can have anything I want? You mean, like I can create anything? I have the power to like design my life. And the thinking before was, okay, you ask God to do his will, right? Because I was a church girl through and through, and whatever he blesses you with, cool. But I really did feel like I had that kind of power or that kind of authority, and so it was really intoxicating. Also, a lot of the new age thought that I consumed was very much like, be free, be selfish, care about you, do you. And it was just so different from everything I'd learned. And so I think I lost my mind a little bit.
You did?
Because initially it was like, okay, there's God somewhere in the sky, and if you do something wrong, he's gonna punish you. So now I'm learning, okay, actually, there's no one who's out to get you. Yeah. Just explore. And I went a little crazy. Yeah. To be honest. Yeah. So it was an intoxicating experience, but also I feel like a lot of the thought is true. Like we do create with our thoughts. What you say matters. Our words have meaning, our thoughts,
our things. Yeah, they say thoughts are things.
Thoughts are things. But also coming to a place where I realize there is a higher power who's looking out for me, who created me and who has a dream of what my life is, and that dream is bigger than what I could have ever created for myself.
Yeah.
So I found that the more I tried to manifest like my music career or my life, it's almost like the more it wasn't working, until I surrendered and I yielded and I asked God for help, and then now things just start happening naturally. So I'm still figuring out that whole thing, to be honest, the whole balance of it, because I realize when I try to manifest something, it doesn't go how I want, or if I call in something, it has a bit of a sting to it, because it's reflecting the inner insecurities, the self-doubt, like you have to work on those things because you attract what you are.
Yeah, that is
so
true.
Even if you're like, I'm manifesting a music career, a music career. If you want the music career because you feel unworthy and you think this thing is gonna make you worthy, it's not.
It's not.
You're just gonna call in things that reflect your unworthiness.
Yeah.
So I guess manifesting or trying to manifest taught me a lot about worth and how badly I wanted things to feel the whole inside, that I'm finding only God can feel. And then once God fills that hole and I'm whole, then all these things I was chasing after to fill the void, they come anyway. So just realizing, wow, God is the only thing I really need, then I don't have to chase after things.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. So you talk about music being very powerful, and for you, you loved how much power it commanded, but then here you are making music and you have people who are reaching out to you and they're like, oh, this actually got me through a tough situation, or, I really listened to the music and it struck a chord with me. And I'd want to know for you, how was this? Because you were making music because you wanted to be this sort of person, but then you get to realize that it's bigger than that. It's deeper than that. So did this sort of like change your perspective?
Yeah, it did. It did, like realizing what you can do with your craft. Again, going back to what value do I bring to this world, not even to a brand or to an industry, but what value am I bringing? What kind of impact am I giving? What is my legacy? What am I gonna leave behind? And I think those are really some of the most important things, that you can create something that soothes, that heals. That's important. And realizing there's a side of me that does that, but then there's also a side of me that's like hype and ratchet. And that's okay. And allowing myself to be all those things, because as an artist, when people love you for one thing, they want you to stay in that
there
box.
Stay in that lane. That's where we want you.
If you deviate, then you're selling out. But allowing yourself the grace to be different things. So maybe today you're just twerking in the club, and tomorrow you're making a song that's really deep and soothing. I've had to give myself the license to do that, and kind of ignore the opinions of others. And so if this is a song that you like, listen to it 1,000 times. And so I see music in different vibrations, and every vibration is a color. I love playing with the colors. And every color is gonna do a different thing. Like yesterday I was in the club with my friends and the DJ played a song that I've never had in the club before. He played Shika, a song I did with Shina Mungai.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. That was a phase in my artistry. I don't think I'll ever really go back there. But I'm glad I did it.
You did it, yeah. That's beautiful. Yeah, so even with your EP Purple, then, you know, you talk about so many different vibrations. But I'd want to talk about Kijiji Records and your first recording song, which is Friend Indeed.
Ooh.
Lord have mercy. How was it for you? Because here you are, you go from being a background vocalist and then you're now in the studio and I'm actually recording. Could you please tell us how this was?
It was exciting.
Yeah.
Being in a studio for the first
time.
I wasn't very good.
Yeah. Nah, come on.
You know, when you're making pancakes, the way the first one is always like a little weird.
Yeah.
The first one is always
That is true.
So I've learned to give myself grace when I'm doing something for the first time. And, like, not be super perfect, because I listen to that recording and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm so pitchy. I'm sure it took me like 30 takes for each verse. Like, I was just so raw. But you have to start somewhere, right?
Yeah.
And so I remember listening to the recording when we did it and thinking, oh, this doesn't sound like
me.
It doesn't sound like me. It doesn't sound like the people I admire. Like, because of course I grew up listening to like Mariah and Whitney, and Beyonce, and you know, so you're hearing yourself on a record for the first time, and it doesn't match your taste level. What you know sounds good. You're just like, ugh, I thought I was better than this. And I guess it's easy to quit and be like, oh, maybe I'm just not good at this, I'm not good enough. But thank God I kept going.
Amen.
Yeah, so you just have to give yourself again the grace to grow, the grace to get better at your craft, and not cry over how much you suck. Just focus on getting better, and that's still something I'm learning till today.
Oh, so here we have you, MTV Mamas. There's an advert you did that you went to India. Can you please tell us how this experience was for you? Because you're being flown out to do an advert and flew out, and Versatile. You were in Versatile, the agency.
Oh my gosh. So this was I can't even believe it, because this was a bag.
We're
gonna be paid what? It was like 120 G's or 150 G's, but after tax it would be 120. And I'm literally just left high school. Like, I'm in church. So I'm called for this audition. A bunch of artists, all the artists that I knew were like kind of going for this thing. So I just go and try. Let's all go. And it was really nerve-wracking because you had to audition in front of everyone.
And so here you are, you have to rap and sing.
Yep, you have to rap and sing. Thank God I was already in hip-hop, because I just did a rap from one of the verses of the rappers in hip-hop, and then I sang. And I got it. And like, we're so many, we're like hundreds of people auditioning for this thing. And I got it.
And you got it.
Like, wow, I must really have something if I got this. And we went to
India, you're like, woo!
What? And I never left the continent at that time. I'd only traveled within East Africa, maybe South Africa, but like I never left Africa. So now this is the first time I'm going. I'm going to India. And I think it was about the time like It Pre-Love had come out. I'm just used to new age vibes. I'm just like, yes! My hippie self was so happy. And really experiencing a taste of what it's like to be an artist, like, because we were being kept in a really nice hotel. You know, we're the talent.
Gotta take care of the talent. Make sure you tend to them whenever they need anything.
You know, so we're eating good. It was so trippy because the hotel we were staying at, of course, we're in India, so Indians are serving us and they're waiting on us, and they're so eager. At home, like, Indians,
it's not like this.
It's not like this. Indians are like, you know, the Sonkos, or they're the employers in businesses. So this was really trippy. Like, you're like, wait, what? what? Yeah, so it was an interesting experience and getting to see, okay, kuna lifestyle.
Yeah.
You can make money.
You can
from
make money,
this.
yeah. So you're doing music, you're doing adverts, and I want to talk about Coke Studio. So you got into Coke Studio 2013. This one you are called, Cindy.
Yes, this one
Yes,
was
this one you are
called
called
for. It.
So I'd want to know how this experience was for you, because shortly after you come up with an album. So can we please talk about how you were trying to juggle Coke Studio and being in the studio, you know, just creating your own album? Yeah.
First, I was like newly married. I think it was in our second year.
Oh.
And just trying to figure out life. Like, oh my gosh, now I have rent. I'm not living with my mom.
No, and then you're two of you, so you have to figure it out together.
Yeah. We're both creatives. Rent is due every month.
Yeah.
I'm just like, this artist thing, what the hell am I doing? I'm trying to manifest still. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, I need something. And Coke Studio season 1 had happened, and I find all these videos, and there were several Kenyan artists who were in it. I think Just a Band, Karun was in the first Coke Studio, Chemutai Sage, and I was just like, I want to be an artist like that. I want to do jobs like this, because I'm like, yeah, they're making good money. How can I do this? How can I be an artist like this? And then I get a call asking me to come and audition to be a backing vocalist. I'm like, I want to be the artist. I want to be the main. But also I need to pay rent. Like, we need food. We need money. Let me just go humble myself again. Yeah. Because I had a mentor who was really toxic. And she would always say, never be a backing vocalist. If you're a backing vocalist, you'll never be an artist. You'll stay there forever. No one will ever take you seriously.
Oh, no.
So I was juggling, and I was like, gosh, they've called me to be a backing vocalist, but hey, I don't know if I can say no. Kwanza, when I heard how much money they were paying, I was like,
rewind, let me just
humble myself and go make this money. Yeah, so I go, and I'm so grateful I went, because it was like a music school. It was seeing artists from all over Africa, like who are established, who are in industries that are were a bit more advanced than ours, like the Nigerians and the Tanzanians, and even the Ugandans, like have more of a I wouldn't say audience following. The presence, the music business thrives in those countries more than it does in Kenya. And so now seeing artists who are demanding what they feel is their worth, their value, like treat me like a king. I'm not going to stay. I remember Burna Boy refused to stay at Fairmont, or was it the one in near K1? What's it called?
Not Norfolk.
That one.
It's Norfolk?
The one that has like the spa.
Yeah, that one.
That one. He refused to stay there. He was like, I'm not staying at this hotel. So he was taken to Sankara.
And then you're just there like, hey, Kumbe. You can demand.
I'm not riding around in a Noah. Where is my SUV?
Hey,
he's just like, what?
Come correct.
And they do it. So just saying, okay, people are making money from this thing. Okay, this is what artists who are proud look like. And of course, like the Sauti Soul. Sauti Soul was there. Who else was there in season 2 and 3? There are several Kenyan artists that were there as well. But like really seeing what it looks like, people at the top of their game coming through, and it was such a learning experience. I'm really grateful I did it. I grew a lot as an artist.
And so just rewind kidogo, you get married to your first love. Can you please tell us about this? Hey Mbithi, shout out Mbithi.
Amazing guy, really supportive, understands this life of being an artist, and Yeah, I would even go as far to say that he's a huge muse for me because he introduces me to so many kinds of art, so many kinds of music that I don't know if I would have known on my own.
Yeah.
So adds a lot of influences to my life. And yeah, he's just a really cool guy. He's in Just a Band as well.
Yeah.
So he gets music, he makes films. So yeah. I love him.
I would want to know where you guys met. Was it at Just a Band?
Hey, church girl.
Hey.
We met in church.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah, we met in church, Nairobi Baptist Church, actually.
Yeah.
I met him as a teenager. We were just like friends or in the same circles. But yeah, I started dating, of course, when I cleared high school.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is cute. So here you are, and you've now done Coke Studio. And you're in the studio now creating your album. Can you please tell us about this process and this progress? Because you're a backup vocalist, but then you're like, no, I want to be an artist as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So Magic in the Air, I released it after my first Coke Studio season. Because now I'm just like, yo, I want to be an artist too. Like, I'm not going to be a backing vocalist forever.
Yeah.
But really, I wasn't recording while I was doing Coke Studio. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was more like when Cook Studio had kind of
just
ended.
finished, yeah.
So then just recording from home, just like, okay, I don't have that kind of money to like book a studio out, so we just need to figure it out at home. My husband Bithi helped me a lot to record it. I also recorded half the record with Jim Chuchu, who's also a member of Just a Band, and yeah, it was one of those things for do what you can with what you have where you are.
Yes.
It's like, it's not about perfection. Let's just have a body of work. Yeah, that's a thing my husband would say a lot. Just focus on having a body of work. Make the work, do the work.
Yes.
And fruit will come from it, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, we make this record, we put it out, and like we really didn't know much about like mixing and
mastering, yeah.
any of that, but we did our best with what we had, and it got like the top spot on Bottom Line Kenya, like album of the year, and like that was a year like so many people had released records. Even Sauti Sol had a record. It was like, wow, they made my record number one.
What? Yeah.
So it was really affirming, and also that record was so fun to make because there was no rules. I wasn't trying to like make a hit. I wasn't trying to sound like anyone. I wasn't trying to like think what the Kenyan audience wants. I was just creating from my soul.
Yeah.
And there was so much beauty in that. And I find myself reminding myself to go back there. Like just create and you'll find your people.
Yes.
And not really focusing on all the statistics and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Just do you.
Magic in the Air was an Afrofusion project, yeah? I'd want to know your favorite song and why.
Ooh, okay. I would say it's a tie. Okay, gosh, that's actually a really hard question.
Yeah.
I would say Magic in the Air because that's even why the record was called Magic in the Air. It was the first song that I ever really made that seemed to match my taste level. Like what we were talking about before, where you make something and it's not up to par with what you've been listening to, or you still have to grow. This is the first time like something was made and I was a part of it, and I was like, yes, that's me. And it gave me the freedom to create more. So Magic in the Air means a lot to me. But I would say it's a tie between that and Isukuti Love, because first it's a song about my boo and also that song has so much life. Like it keeps doing things. Like it was in Plan B, the movie by Loladi and Sarah Hassan, and it just found a new life from there. People are always like, oh, I found this because of Plan B. Whenever I do a show, people are like, sing Isukuti Love. Like people really like it. There's a guy I met once who was like, yeah, I used this song to like propose to my girlfriend. It was like our song. It's just like, what? So watching how a song can travel and move and have a life of its
Oh,
own.
yeah.
That's been fun to see with Isikuti Love.
That's beautiful. So you were making, I'd say, alternative music when a lot of people were not making alternative music.
Yep.
You're trying to find your people, your community. Could you please tell us how this was for you? Were you questioning yourself? Were you like, am I doing the right thing? Because like, I'm supposed to sound Kenyan. Or were you like, no, I'm going to go with this alternative music because it fits who I am?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof, I think at the time, my dream was always to like be an artist in the UK or the US. So it's just like, I'm just going to make dope stuff and see how it'll get me there. And then kind of the reality of, oh my gosh, like, I'm in Kenya. I'm in Kenya and I don't see a way that I'm going to be an artist there.
Yeah.
But that was the dream. Like, Kenya is clearly not for me. So I'm going to go where my people are.
Yes.
Then being like, actually, you are in Nairobi, Kenya, and you are going to have to make it work here. And a lot of the feedback I was getting is, oh my gosh, you have a beautiful voice, but this music is not for radio, or this music is not commercial enough, or the kind of gigs you do, like, it wasn't sustainable. Like, if I'm trying to make a living off of this and I'm doing like one gig every 3 months.
3 months or every
and it's like a small cute gig. You know, it's not like the major leagues where the big boys are who are making the money. So just being like, okay, maybe it's time to regroup. And after Coke Studio is when I was like, oh, the artists who are making the money are pop stars.
Pop stars, yeah.
So girl, you better be a pop star if this is gonna work.
Yeah.
And so then my journey into trying to be a pop star began. Because I'm like, okay, I can do this.
Yeah.
Because on Coke Studio, we were writing a lot. Like, we would have to mash up songs from 2 different artists and to figure out a way to mesh them together, or even to create a new song. There are times we would be creating a new song. So as the band, we would do the work, and then the artist would come in and would present, this is the idea we have, do you like it? So we were creating a lot, and I was like, wow, I can write pop songs. As much as I love alt music, I'm really good at this stuff. So if it's what's working, why not? And how just seeing the glamorous life of pop stars who are on Coke Studio and being like, wow, Vanessa Mdee, where this shore is living, Victoria Kimani, wow, Yemi Alade, okay, I could do that. And now trying to make that work.
I'd want to know, I'm a producer, hypothetically speaking. I send you a beat. I'm like, hey, I feel like you could come up with something so beautiful. I want to know how your writing process is. What inspires you? Is it what you've been through, what you're going through? So I'd want to know your creative process when it comes to writing.
Okay. So first I'll listen to the track like 30 times. Just to like feel the vibe. Then I'll take out a book and I'll write all the words that come to mind. Like, what is the energy that's coming to me about this song? So I'm like, it's making me think of summer, pool parties, friends, road trips. I'll write everything down. And then looking at the words, I'll kind of jam to the track and see if a melody comes. What's the melody that's coming through? If nothing is coming through, then I'll try to write... and this is something I learned at Perform. Like, you time yourself. You take one of the words that you came up with when you are listening to the energy of the song, and then write a story for like 10 minutes. You time it, like write a story using that one word. A story centered on that word.
In 10 minutes.
In 10 minutes, and then read it and see. What is there a story? Is there, what's the emotion? And then just really just keep going, trying to play with melodies. If that's not working, then I'll listen to songs that make me think of this track. Like this song makes me think of, I don't know, Burna Boy's Ye. So I'll go listen to Burna Boy's Ye, which will lead to Wizkid's Essence. Like, it will just be like looking for the inspiration. And then the melodies just start to come.
Yeah.
If nothing comes after I've really, really tried, then I'll be like, maybe it's just not for me.
It's not for you. Yeah. Okay, beautiful. I want to talk about your performance at Blankets and Wine, where you were recognized as an artist. So a lot of things happened during this Blankets and Wine event. So let's talk about the performance and how you met Stoner. There's somebody that you met. Stony Jiwe? Stony Jiwe,
okay,
yeah. Could you please tell us about the performance, first of all, how it made you feel, and then how this led you to meeting Stony and how you guys came up with Nairobi. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm really grateful for Mudhoni because she's like the first person who hired me for a major gig. Like, it's like, yeah, you're an artist, come play for Blankets and Wine.
And Wine, yeah.
It had just really grown. I think it was like 5 years old at the time. And they were bringing in international acts. And, you know, it's a thing. Like, people go for Blankets. A whole part of the culture now.
Yes.
And so now I'm playing Blankets and Wine. And the first time I'm getting a band and rehearsing the songs. And it just was such an amazing experience. I remember being on stage and feeling like, yes, this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
I was born to do this. I felt like this power come over me, and I was just like, yes, I loved it. I loved it so much. I think I played like the opening act when like 5 people were there. It was like my family and like 5 or 6 guys, but it was just the experience of putting together a show, thinking through a set list, seeing myself as an artist, being seen as an artist.
Yeah.
That was really powerful. But that was some time, like a lot of time passed before I met Jiwe. Jiwe was more recent. I think it was after Cook Studio that I met Jiwe.
Okay.
And I had the hook for Nairobi. I had the melody. And I just wanted to find a producer who would be able to match, right?
Yeah.
So then the second time I played Blankets and Wine, the guy who's playing keys for me, I'm like, okay, this is the song, this is how the chorus goes. We played a show together.
Yeah.
And I sang the hook to him, and he's like, I know who's gonna produce this track, and introduces me to Mike of Real Time Music.
Yeah.
And so I go over to Mike's studio and I share the song with him, and he's like, oh, let's lay down the hook, I'll make a beat, and then I'll show you the next time you come. Now the next time I go to Mike's studio, there's a verse on the song.
Oh, you're like, wait, what?
Wait, what is this? And then now Jiwe comes through and he's like, yeah, this is Stony. Jiwe is a really cool rapper. And I was even down to give the song to Jiwe, to Stony. Like, let me just do the hook. He does like the verses.
The verses,
Because what am I saying? He's such an amazing rapper. And they're like, no, you do verse 2 and like the bridge and finish out the song, but we'll help you write it because it's in Sheng. And my Sheng is not very good. So it was really the first time that someone wrote for me. And I had to still figure out the melody, how I was going to sing it. But the message, the language was completely not me. So I was doing something new. And it really paid off. That song has opened so many doors for me. Gave me an entirely new fan base. And I'm like, oh, okay, I want to do more of that.
That's beautiful. Then you come together. Well, let me just... There was Sean Puccio who shot it, yeah? Sean Puccio?
Joanne
Puccio, yeah. So it was quite beautiful. I really love the music video. Just shout out.
Just running through Nairobi, had no money.
Yes. Let's talk about the squad. So you guys decide, instead of doing music alone and just as individual artists, you can come together and make beautiful music together. And in the squad, we have Blinky, we have Fena, we have Kagwe, we have Mudoni, the drama queen, and then we have you. So I'd want to know how you guys came together. Who's the person who sort of like put you guys together and you were like, okay, let us actually make music?
Yeah. Well, Mudoni was actually the main instigator.
Okay.
And she was saying how a lot of us in the music industry are like lone rangers, lone wolf. It's you and your God figuring it out. No one is really networking or sharing or saying, okay, this is how I figured it out, try it like this. Having peers, having colleagues, it can be a really lonely journey.
That is true.
There's not much of that. So she's like, she's always wanted to have peers, a squad, a crew. And so she like assembled us like Avengers and started making music together. And it was a really good vibe. We made some amazing music together.
You guys did.
We really did.
And
I don't know if we're gonna make more music together as the squad. I don't think people are not open to it, but we've just all kind of gone our own ways. But it was a beautiful thing that we had.
I hope that you guys can definitely come back together and do that.
Maybe 2023.
The first song you guys did was I'm Feeling It. Beautiful, beautiful music. So Mayonde, you are, I would say, a jack of many trades. You've done so much. There's music, there's theater, and you're an author. You have a blog. Yes, Mayonde Musings. Could you please tell us about how you figured out that, oh, kumbe, here I am just sitting on this other talent?
I think the pandemic really shifted my focus, because now we can't perform. I remember there was an article in the newspaper that was saying the careers that are important and the careers that are not because of COVID. And like the ones that were important were like law and being a healthcare provider. Like, but the ones that don't matter, entertainment was number one artist. I was just like, whoa, okay then. So and also I was kind of tired of the grind of the music industry. It's like, what are my other gifts? Maybe this is not the only way. It's okay to quit while you're ahead and just be like, count your losses and move on. I think like Ava DuVernay, who's a film director, started her career in film in her late 30s. So it's just like,
it's never too late.
It's never too late. So it's just like, okay, I really love writing. It was one of my favorite courses in university. And I've always wanted to write a book about just the craziness of being a female artist in Kenya. Like all the stories. I feel like I could have my own series.
You
like,
should.
You know the way Isari has rap.
Oh, yes.
I was just like, I feel like I have so many stories like that. Even if it was just a compilation of my short stories, I need to write. So the blog was kind of practice for that. And I'm going on a residency to like really focus and get a fast draft out. But I love to write, love to express myself with words, musically, and also like, you know, the written words. So I'm excited about opening that part of my life up and sharing those stories. But I love to read amazing stories as well. So I guess it's just something that flowed, that I'm like, oh yeah, I really like to do this.
You've touched on being an artist in Kenya, especially like a female artist in Kenya. I'd want to know one of your highlights and one that's not, so that we can just touch a bit about the issues that, you know, female artists are experiencing in the industry.
my highlights, I would say love. There's a lot of love. I think everywhere I go, I meet someone who, like, is like, wow, I love you so much. Like, there's just genuine love.
Yes.
And you're like, wow, something I made did that. Like, gave me a connection with people. I'm able to connect with people.
Yeah.
So I really love that. I love the opportunities to travel, to make money. That's been amazing. I would say a low light, if that's a highlight, then
yeah, low light,
would be the constant criticism, or you should be more like this, you should do more like that,
you should dress like this, you should sound like this.
That. Yeah, there's always someone who has a problem. You try to do it this way because you've been advised by this person, then this other person tells you, no, don't do it this way, do it this way.
Yeah.
And then trying to figure out, wait, what's the right way? And then also there are people who are really like predatory or would take advantage of you.
Yeah.
I found it like there's someone I worked with once and I had a conversation with someone who used to work for them and they were like, that person never pays people.
Oh.
And so realizing, he was telling me that there was no money for the gig, but there was.
In
he
hindsight,
just doesn't pay people.
Yeah.
So maybe him saying, so I can only give you like the money for styling and like your transport. But then realizing, no, he does this.
He does.
Lies.
Yeah. He's eating.
He's eating.
He's eating your chums.
Yeah. So just being like, oh gosh, there are people who can really take advantage of you.
Yeah.
So it goes back again to knowing your value, knowing your worth, and also having very clear professional boundaries, because there are men who want to take advantage of how hungry you are to succeed and will dangle this carrot of I can help you. And just being like, okay, trying to be naive about it, but realizing, no, this person only wants one thing. They're really not out to help me.
You. Yeah.
So having that discernment and knowing who's wasting your time.
Yeah. But by the way, yeah, that is key, because like a lot of artists usually say that, you can go into this industry and really get lost, and it's the people who will really take you, round and round. And yeah, but thank you so much for sharing that.
We got to.
Yeah.
For any of the young female musicians who might be listening.
Yes, definitely. You are working with brands now, and you are here. You're an influencer, and you're a brand ambassador for Butch. How did this come to being? Did they reach out to you? And how do you feel working for these different brands and being this sort of like influential person who can actually get somebody to buy a product or a service?
Well, it's something that I had fought for a while, because I felt like I was commercializing my life, or like I had to portray a certain image to be an influencer, and I didn't feel like I had that image. But then just realizing, no, I do have influence. Like, I have the power to I don't use the word influence again, but yeah, I do have the power to influence people to a certain kind of behavior or product, or, and making use of that. It's something that I really want to work on more, because I found that content creation is really fun.
It is. It really is. Fun. Yeah.
And you can just be yourself. You don't have to like put on a mask to be an influencer. They approached me. The guys who run Butch also run 254 breweries. So they were highlighting at a bunch of different artists, because they're trying to get in the culture. Right? So if you work with musicians, that's a really easy way to get into the culture. So I go there for a meeting and I see, they have a wellness, like they had different companies. So they have Grounded, which is for cleaning products that are non-toxic. And then they had Butch, which is kombucha. It's like health, wellness. And so I wanted to work with brands that reflect what I'm about. So like it's natural. Like I really want to take better care of my body. I want to be healthy. If I was to be an influencer, then it would be around wellness, it would be around lifestyle. So I was like, I know you guys want me to push your beer, but I'm more interested in Booch. And nobody was interested in Booch. Everyone was interested in the beer. So they were like, really? Okay.
Yes.
And so I said, pushing Booch, and it was amazing for me to see, oh my gosh, people are buying this thing because I'm vouching for it. So if I'm going to vouch for anything, it has to be something that I truly believe in, because I wouldn't want to send someone to buy something and they're like, this really sucks. To do this.
And it has to align with your values as well.
Exactly.
Dope. That's amazing. I'm definitely gonna try it out. I heard it's really good for you. Probiotics made out of like tea. So
good for your gut.
Yes, nice. So I would wanna just touch kidogo because I really haven't done so. Your family, they've been supportive throughout. How are they doing as of now?
They're good. They're amazing. My sisters are amazing women. Have amazing careers. And there's a lot of love, a lot of support. My parents are still kind of figuring it out. It's like, really, you're making a career out of
music, like still
my mom has convinced herself that I have a 9-to-5 job, so I just go with
you go with it.
Cool, mom.
Yes.
That's gonna help me sleep at night. Yes, I work a 9-to-5 job. But I guess I'm the free spirit in the family.
That's nice.
I really am the free spirit in the family, and so it's interesting to see how that dynamic plays out.
Can you please tell us about your now fitness journey? I've been seeing you at the gym. I've seen you getting it. Please tell us about this and what it's doing for you as a person and also for those around you.
Okay, so in the pandemic, I think I drank all the gin in Kenya.
Then we all
and ate all the food, and I gained so much weight, and it kind of just like snuck up on me slow. It was so slow and steady, and I hadn't really been in the practice of like exercising for a while. So the weight just piled on to the point where I was like, wait, is this my body?
Is this me?
I'm like, hey, I need to get my waist back. This is too much. No, it's too much. Kind of like when, I don't know if this happens to you, if you've been messy around the house and your house has gotten dirty after a while, and then one day you just snap and
like,
you're like,
wait,
it's time to clean.
Yes.
That's how it felt. And some of my friends were working out at Alpha Fit as a squad in the evenings, and I was like, I would see them on Instagram and be like, look at them lifting weights. I wish I was like that. And then eventually I was like, hey, I'm not gonna. I tried working out in the house, like using videos, and I just couldn't keep the consistency. I'd be good for like 2 weeks and then I'd drop off. So I'd know like, clearly I'm not as disciplined as I used to be. I need help. So I joined them in March this year. So it's been about 6 months of just getting stronger. The weight is taking its sweet time. But I'm a few kilos lighter. I'll keep going. I even took a break in September because I was so discouraged. I was like, it's not happening. But now to just mainly focus on the positive aspects. I'm stronger, I'm fitter, I feel better when I do it. It's good for my mental health. I get the endorphins, pushes me to drink water and try to eat healthier. Because if I want to make a really bad decision, I'm like, hey, but those weights I lifted yesterday, I still fold sometimes. I'm not perfect, but I'm trying my best to take good care of my body and my health, because also this life, the way it's going, you have to be a good steward of your health. And health is everything.
It is.
People are are like passing away every other day. So you have to really appreciate what you have, take good care of it. You don't know how much time you have,
That's
but
true.
make the most of what you've been given. So that's really where I'm at.
Nice. What is it a day in your life? Can you put me in your shoes? What is Dana doing at home? Like what, or like out here? What is keeping you busy now?
Okay, so I wake up and I'll have like my quiet time. Currently making music for like the stuff I'm releasing next year. So I'm doing a lot of writing. Doing a lot of reading.
Nice.
Because I want to write as well. So working on my book, and that's why I'm even going for a residency so that I can crank out this first draft.
Okay.
So getting inspiration for that. I'll eat something healthy. We have a meeting here. Every day is really different. So it's pretty chilled right now. I'll go work out in the evenings. Walk my dog. Just pretty zen.
I love it. No, I love it. Time is up. Time is up. Okay. I know, right? 2 questions before you go. What advice would you give an aspiring artist who looks up to you? A female aspiring artist.
What advice would I give? I'd say just create. Create. Focus on creating, right? And if you're in the music business, first you have to have the music. Like the product is there, but also see yourself as a businesswoman as well. Like if start listening to podcasts about business, reading books on business, marketing. I'm grateful for the Perform Music Incubator because it was really like a business course, right? I wish I had that like 10 years ago. But as much as you're an artist and you're creating, also nurture your business mind because you have to see yourself as a brand and to see your music as a product that you're pushing. It's not just art. It has to do something. It has to yield fruit.
Okay. Beautiful. What would Mayonde want to be remembered for?
Love.
Love and joy.
Yes. But I don't know, I guess it's something that I've realized within this year mostly is that like it's really all about love. It's about loving people. It's about showing up for people. It's about reaching out. Like we're here to love each other, as corny as that sounds. And I'm learning how to love.
That's beautiful. Okay, what should we look up for? You're talking next year. You're releasing a couple of things. What else should we look out for?
2023. Oh my gosh. Look out for this cohort of the Perform Incubator, like what's coming. We're gonna put out so much amazing music. We all have our projects that we're working on individually and that we're working on with Perform. Okay. So there's just gonna be so much music. At least from the 4 ladies that I'll be working with. So lots of music, lots of shows, performing live more. I really want to do that more. I haven't performed live as much as I would have liked this year. But lots of live performances and lots of music.
You should probably try and perform at Blankets.
Hey, this the one for December is already like slated. I'll attend, but of course,
the
2023. It's gonna happen.
Anything you'd want to tell your people who are listening, your fans that are listening right now?
Oh my gosh, thank you for the love, thank you for the support, thank you for when you walk up to me like in random places to tell me nice things. I really appreciate it. For your interaction on social media, just anyone who's rocked with me, Like, I really, really appreciate them.
Yeah. Nice.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for everything that you do, man. It's been amazing having you here. You're such a sweet person.
Thank you. So are you. Thanks for having me.
And may everything you set out to do come to fruition. I shall be looking forward. Then next year I'll be just on your page, just waiting.
Yes,
All right, guys. Thank you so much to everybody who has been tuned into the Tuchapiane hour. That was Mayonde right here live, man. It's been an amazing session, and I just want to say thank you to everybody who has been tuned in. I'm gonna leave Rise playing because I feel like it's only right. It's only right. So make sure you keep it tuned. Make sure you stay put. Do not go anywhere. You are tuned into Radio 254, the best radio station in the 254. Let's get it.